ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 26, Text 15. Na tata itarhi rochante. Na tata itarhi rochante. Griheshu griha sampadaha. Griheshu griha sampadaha. Yadi nashayat grihe mata. Yadi nashayat grihe mata. Patni va pati devata. Patni va pati devata. Vyayange rata iva prajnaha. Vyayange rata iva prajnaha. Ko namasita dinavat. Nattata itarhi rochante. Griheshu griha sampadaha. Yadi nashayat grihe mata. Patni va pati devata. Vyanje rata iva prajnaha. Ko namasita dinava. Na tata itarhi rochante. Griheshu griha sampadaha. Yadi nashayat grihe mata. Patni va pati devata. Vyanje rata iva prajnaha. Ko namasita dinavat. Na tata itari rochante. Griheshu griha sampada. Yadi nashayat grihe mata. Patni va pati devata. Vyange rata iva prajnaha. Ko namasit divanavat. Na tata itarhi rochante. Griheshu griha sampadaha. Yadi nashayat grihe mata. Patni va pati devata. Vyange rata iva prajna. Ko namasita dinavat. Mataji. Na tata itarhi rochante. Griheshu griha sampadaha. Yadi nashayat grihe mata. Patni va pati devata. Vyange rata iva prajna. Ko namasita dinavat. Na tata itarhi rochante. Griheshu griha sampadaha. यदि नाशायत गृहे माता पत्नी वा पति देवता वांगे रथा इव प्रज्ञा को नमासित दीना now not tata like before either he at this moment rochante become pleasing griheshu at home griha sampadaha all household paraphernalia yadi if na not shayat there is grihe at home mata mother patni wife va or pati devata devoted to the husband Vyange without wheels rate in a chariot Iva like Prajnaha learned man Ka who is that? Nama indeed Asita would sit Dinavat like a poverty stricken creature. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Rajlal Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. King Purañjana said, I do not understand why my household paraphernalia does not attract me as before. I think that if there is neither a mother nor a devoted wife at home, the home is like a chariot without wheels. Where is the fool who will sit down on such an unworkable chariot? Purport. The great politician Chanakya Pandit said, Mata yasya grihe nasti bharya cha priyavadini aranyam tena gantavyam yatha aranyam tata griham. If a person has neither a mother nor a pleasing wife at home, he should leave home and go to the forest, because for him there is no difference between the forest and home. The real mata or mother is devotional service to the Lord, and the real patni or the devoted wife is a wife who helps her husband execute religious principle in devotional service. These two things are required for a happy home. Actually, a woman is supposed to be the energy of the man. Historically, in the background of every great man, there is either a mother or a wife. One's household life is very successful if he has both a good wife and mother. In such a case, everything about household affairs and all the paraphernalia in the house becomes very pleasing. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had both a good mother and a pleasing wife, and he was very happy at home. Nonetheless, for the benefit of the whole human race, he took a sannyasa and left both his mother and wife. In other words, it's essential that one have both a good mother and wife in order to become perfectly happy at home. Otherwise, home life has no meaning. Unless one is religiously guided by intelligence and renders devotional service unto Supreme Personality of Godhead, his home can never become very pleasing to a saintly person. In other words, if a man has a good mother or a good wife, there is no need of his taking sannyasa. That is, unless it is absolutely necessary, as it was for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Let's chant Mangalacharan. Om Jnana Timrandasya Jnana Salakaya Chakshuru Militam Vena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Datati Swapatantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapata Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagarajatam Sagagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijane Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Shute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpa Taruvachya Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. I'll take the blessings of all the Vaishnavas assembled here. Such a beautiful purport by Prabhupada. So let's try to understand what's happening on. So King Purañjana, so in the last chapter, this verse has been ended with, he was completely captivated. I'll just read that. In the last he finishes, King Purañjana was captivated by his nice wife and was thus cheated. Indeed, he became cheated in this whole existence in the material world. Even against that poor foolish king desire, he remained under the control of his wife, just like a pet animal that dances according to the orders of its master. So Purañjana was captivated by his wife completely, and then he was there. So after that, what happens to him? What are these changes? Why he is talking like this, right? So what happened? Then he went one day to the hunting. When he come back, and then he saw the queen was not there. She was unhappy, and then she was not there. And then she come back from that hunting, and then she started looking for her, and then she became morose. She couldn't find her. So that's what the one. So in the previous verse we can see the King Purañjana was little anxious, and he inquired from the household woman, "My dear beautiful woman, are you and your mistress are happy before or not?" Because they didn't look very happy. He couldn't find them. And then he is talking the great philosophy. If there is a house, there is neither a mother or a devoted wife. Then it's like he's giving analogy of broken chariot. It's like the chariot doesn't have a wheels. So what is the use? You can't drive anything. What is the one? So that is what he is bringing out. So Prabhupada here beautifully brings that one. The real Mata or mother is devotional service to the Lord. And the real Patni or devoted wife is a wife who helps her husband and execute religious principle in devotional service. So Prabhupada here brings what is the real meaning of having a wife and a mother, right? So there was one story which Hari Prasad Prabhu said. So there was one person, he gave up everything and went to Vrindavan. He thought, okay, I'll go to Vrindavan, I'll become a devotee. And then he go, and then he was attending a Bhagavatam class. So that is very early days. So it's a very hard we know that wicks, right? So the wicks, the ghee wicks to show that lamp. Those days it's a very hard, and then they'll just, whoever comes to the temple to hear, they say that, okay, Prabhu, can you make, they'll give the cotton to make the wicks. They have to remove from that one seed and then get the cotton and make it. He was just listening, and then Bhagavatam class, and then in that he was making a wicks, and then he made a wicks, and then they came, Prabhu, you made so many wigs while hearing the class. So you are an expert wig maker. And every day they comes, they'll give him that to do the wigs. And then he was making a wigs. And then they said, Prabhu, you are now super fast, you can create so many wigs. Everyone is needed it. Why can't you start a shop? So then he started in the Loi Bazaar, he started a shop. For what is the shop? Making a wig shop. Then he was like very busy in making a wig shop, and then he was preparing a wigs. Then what happened? Oh, your life is so busy, Prabhu. It's very hard for you to do everything alone. Why don't you get married? So then he get married. So that's all his life is went in the making a wig shop, and then with the family, one. The intention of he going to Vrindavan is completely lost. He didn't have the real purpose is been lost. He went to Vrindavan as a good purpose, but he gradually gone away. That is the real thing. If you don't have a family, wife is not bringing to the Lord, that's not the one. So there was in South India, means in Sri Sampradaya, they are called as Alvars. So they are the one, they are saintly persons, they sings about the Lord, and then they are one. So in the last Alvars, there is something called a Thirumangai Alvar. He's like by nature he's a Kshatriya, he's a king. So he's a king. So he fell in love with one girl. And then that girl is from Vaishnava background. And then he was like, want to get married. So he was so desired. And then that Mataji said, yes, we can marry. There is only one condition. Every day you need to feed minimum 1008 Vaishnavas you need to feed, Brahmanas you need to feed for the devotees. Then he was like, but he was so much into get married her, and then she said, okay, I'll do it. And then he started feeding all the Vaishnavas, minimum 1008. Imagine in every day 1008 we want to feed, so much you need. And then he was a king, and then at one point of time he lost all his wealth and everything. Then he became two things. One is he started liking serving the Vaishnava, and then his wife is given. So after a certain point of time, what he became like a dacoit. He when he goes and then steal as a dacoit. So he steals, and then he started further to feed the Vaishnavas. This is what he was doing. And then one time Lord Ranganath saw, oh, okay, this is going too much. Then, but he is doing for a good cause. Then Lord Ranganath comes in front of him. Lord Ranganath and Thayar, they comes in a disguise as a newly married one couple. They are coming, and then this dacoit Thirumangai Alvar, what he sees, and then he sees, oh, okay, they have the gold. I can steal from them. I can use it for the one. So means there are multiple people says in different things. He tried to, he couldn't able to get that ring from the Lord things. He just buy it and try to do it. Some people say that Lord gives them the small ring, and he couldn't able to carry. It was so heavy, he couldn't able to carry. He was like wondering then what is going on. If you look at that one, then finally Lord reveals himself. He is a Narayana himself has come. Then Lord reveals, and then the Lord means he reveals him, then he'll liberate him. Then he started singing the songs. The story of the moral of the here is the very simple. His wife took him to the devotional service, bring him to the devotional service. That is what the thing. The wife is something which brings that one. So very beautifully once, this is Vishaka Mataji. We know recently Yadbar Prabhu has come. His wife, in one of the lecture, Mataji has said, in there, say they got initiation and marriage on the same day. So after marriage, means during initiation marriage, Prabhupada said to them very, very beautiful one. So what he gives a very beautiful explanation of marriage. Mataji reflects it. Marriage in Krishna consciousness is a perfection of married life. It's a better life. Why? Because the principle is the wife will help husband to perceive in Krishna consciousness. The same way, husband will also help the wife to advance in Krishna consciousness. It's like we both serve together to the Lord. It's not like husband and wife means okay, means we use it for our sense gratification. Not. It's mainly for helping each other for a Krishna consciousness. Whenever we go things down, that is the thing, right? So this is a very the key subject of it, right? Because Prabhupada always valued the role of Mataji in our society so much. So this is again in one of the conversation in early days in Kolkata. There was they are going for a walk. Generally, Prabhupada going for a morning walk. When they go for a morning walk, there are certain brahmacharis. They are like going bang on. Oh, this why you keep Matajis in the same temple? They are not covering their head, so it's a very hard for us to do. Being a brahmacharis, everything they just going bang, bang, bang. Prabhupada was sometimes he stops walking, or he did not reply anything. He was just walking. Then they come back to the temple. It's in the Albert Road. They open the temple. That time, all the stalwarts Matajis, right? Like Malati Mataji and so many Matajis were there. Yamuna Mataji, Palika Mataji, everyone. And Prabhupada did not see. They are all doing their work, DT cleaning or cleaning the floor and everything. Prabhupada said beautifully to that brahmacharis, means he did not look at them. He generally says, those who are connected to those women, they will return to Godhead. So that's how one Prabhupada says. It's not something that, oh, okay, it's a woman, means it's like Maya, it's attractive and these things. But Prabhupada clearly says that one, those who connect to those women, all this exalted, they who completely serving the Lord, they all go back to Godhead. That's the one Prabhupada has always set it out, right? So that's the one thing. So how woman plays a role in the husband or means any men we saw. Now we'll see that how men can help in the woman to do. So we know Krishna is a Bhakta Vatsala. He can do anything for his devotee. So he can, for Krishna will do anything for devotee. That is very simple and known part, right? So in Maharashtra, there was a saint called Tukaram. He was a very saintly person. He always thinking about Lord Vittal and then talking and everything. He had a wife. And then wife was like, she started hating Krishna because he's always in the mood of one and Vittal thinking Krishna. And then he's not coming to the home, he's not making household anything and one. He couldn't able to, she was like started thinking, oh, what is this person and why he's going. One day he did not come to eat at all. She was like a chaste wife and a saintly wife. That Mataji went to found him. He used to be sometimes in the mountain and singing the songs and everything and goes in ecstasy. And then she started going, searching for the Tukaram. She was started went searching Tukaram. It was like a very midday, thorny hill and everything. So there are two people says in two ways. Let's hear the both the ways. Sometimes what they say, when she goes and searching, Krishna will go behind her and then say, no, you don't go, I'll lift you and take you the one. If you see here that the wife, she didn't like the Krishna, but Krishna will go behind her and then I'll help you. There will be a thorn will be her and feet. Krishna will take it up and one. So that's the one. We can really understand how Krishna is a Bhakta Vasala. He can do something for his Tukaram, that is not the one. Here, Tukaram wife, he's not that saintly wife. Why Krishna has to do? That's a one side. In another set of acharyas, they say that she fell down while searching for Tukaram. She felt unconsciousness and she fell, and then she wakes up, and then she is in her home, and then there was one lady was behind her. So he'll ask, "Oh, who are you? How did you won?" Then that lady says, "I'm your maid servant. I just came to help you. You fell down. I just came to help you." And that lady is none other than Lord Rukmini. It's Mother Rukmini. Rukmini Mataji, she'll be that she couldn't able to digest it. My Supreme Personality of Lordhood, why he need to take the thorn from the feet of this lady? That means how much she is saintly one. I have to serve that lady. That Mother Rukmini comes and serves that lady. If you see, she is not a devotee. She is even in fact not inclined to the Krishna. That's the one thing. It is what? The Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala. It doesn't mean he not only to you. Okay. Otherwise they don't like, not. She is serving him, Tukaram. So it's my duty to serve her. That is the one. It's not like, right? So Prahlad Maharaj, when he prays to the one, he asks his father Hiranyakashipu to deliver. Then he says, "Come on, what you are asking about your father? All the 27 generations will be delivered it." So that's the only thing. It's not like you have a husband, a wife, anything we just do. That will really help to move on. Right? So another one, how do we see, right? So there is one more story. That's a very beautiful story of Jayadev Goswami, right? So 300 years before Mahaprabhu appears, he appeared in the Bengal. So long story short, he was in the king, and then he was a very wealthy and everything, and then he thought, okay, no, enough of all these things. He left all the one, and he peacefully went to his grass hut, Champahati. Even in Navadip, when you go, you can see. He stayed there and then do. And that's where he writes the Gita Govind. He writes the Gita Govind over there. One time what happened, his wife was serving her beautifully. So this Maharaj thing is, he writes the Gita Govind. Once he was writing, Krishna bows down to touch the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. He was about to write, and then he thought, how come the Lord can touch Supreme Lord can touch the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani? He couldn't able to write it. So he was very in dilemma, can I write or can't I write it? And then he don't know what to do. So Jayadev Goswami, he goes to take a bath and come to do the rituals, so then he can come and have the prasad. So he went, and then quickly Jayadev Goswami has come. So this time, means Padmavati, his wife, he was shocked. Oh, okay, how come he came so early? Fine. And then he asked, Padmavati, please give me the food to eat. Okay, then she served. He ate very nicely. And then he was like, oh, okay, maybe it's very surprising what's going on, I don't know. Then, after some time, then he goes back. Now, Jayadev Goswami comes. And then he says, where is the food? Come on, you just had it now, what's happened to you? Then he understood what happened. Then he goes and see his one, where the beautiful words that is been there. Dehi Pada Pallava. So that's the beautiful word Krishna himself written. Then Jayadev Goswami started crying, you are such a blessed soul. The Lord has come and accepted the food from you. Then he does it. Right? That's the family life. That's what the devotional life is. That's what the husband and wife that is being done. Right? So, if you really look into it, one, Dehi pada palla udaram. Means, translation, yes, he says that Krishna bounds down to Srimati Radharani lotus feet, he touched that one. So, if you really look at this purport, Prabhupada beautifully gives the example of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a very good mother and a pleasing wife. He was very happy at home. But why he has to take sannyas? He to take sannyas because the mood of Mahaprabhu is he wants to give everyone to Krishna Prem, right? So he was thinking, so if you take a sannyas, the Mayavadis or others, they will bow down to him. That itself he takes as the one and grant that one. That's the one. That's what Prabhupada is clearly making it. There is no need of taking sannyasa. That is unless it is absolutely necessary, as it was for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, this is a very popular one from Jayapataka Maharaj. So he says that one. So Grahastha is like, they are like, they sell very softly. So they'll just tell, oh, come to our home, have a prasad, we can talk about Krishna, and slowly they will just make them a devotee. So he says, whereas in the sannyasis are hard teachers, they're like, oh, you surrender unto Krishna. So that's the one. He sees both of them are one, whereas the grahasthas can attract more peoples. Right? It's basically means people like us as like someone called us, come to one, oh okay, their family is nice, they are doing good, everything. We just get attracted it. If they suddenly, initially itself someone comes and says surrender unto Krishna, okay, yeah, thank you, will come. But slowly we get attracted to the quality, oh, their family life and how do we do it. So we just impressed it, right? That's the only thing. That's what Prabhupada writes one. There is absolutely no necessary, right? So that's the one. So if you really look at one, see in our Krishna consciousness itself, one of the Prabhupada disciple, Krishnanandani Mataji, she's a very what do you say? Is one of the exalted devotees. The beauty of that Mataji's one is she married to a Muslim. She married to a Muslim. That's the one thing. It's not like we think, oh, okay, how does it going to work and think. That's how the one. It's like the Mataji was like until her last breath, she's been Krishna consciousness. Her family was completely supporting it, though she had a Muslim husband, right? So Mataji said one time, so she's a real role model for everyone of to how to build up children and everything. She says that, so her husband, he became attracted to Krishna, reading Srimad Bhagavatam and everything. In fact, they given so many of their Muslim friends started reading Srimad Bhagavatam and understand. So her husband says that makes them to become a better servant of Allah, right? That's how the one. So we always, sometimes to Prabhupada they ask one, oh, they are not been a Krishna consciousness, not the one. If they are already serving the Allah or other one, that itself is really good. That's what we need to appreciate it. It's not something that Prabhupada never ever say that, no, okay, they have to be only Krishna consciousness. If they are serving, that's a one. Because we are not a sectarian. The whole purpose is, that's a one thing. This Mataji is a very beautiful example. So it's a husband and wife. They serve so nicely to our community. And one, the Mataji has been quite a lot of things about her. But this is a one very important thing to understand. Right? So in the purport again we'll go. So what a ironic one. We are being blessed to talk about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on his, today is a very beautiful day. It's a Jagannath Mishra festival. It's been called Anandotsava. So in Nandotsava, when Krishna born, the next day is Nandotsava. So now today is Anandotsava. It's been very, so how fortunate we to read about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So today is the day, means we know yesterday during Gaura Purnima, Mahaprabhu has appeared on the next day. So it's like a complete, the village has been a very festive mood. So it's like same like how Nanda Maharaj has celebrated. Now today's Jagannath Mishra is celebrating it one. They are very super joyous, all the people in the village and everything. Whereas in the Shantipur, Sita Thakurani and Advaita, they are all coming to us to see the Mahaprabhu. They are coming with so much valuable jewels and everything. It's been said that today is the Jata Karma, it's a purificatory process happening for Mahaprabhu. Lots of demigods and everyone, they have been disguising as a Brahmanas and coming and see to take the blessings of the Mahaprabhu. So such a one. So today Mahaprabhu, brother Vishwarup, took Mahaprabhu in his arms and then he smilingly, gleefully see, because he knows he is a Supreme Personality of Godhead and then he just do it. So that's such a beautiful festival is happening on it, right? So it's called as a, we call it a Jagannath Mishra festival. This is called as a Anandotsava. So in Gaudiya Mas they call it a Anandotsava. Today is the one. Such a beautiful day to talk about Mahaprabhu in the purport. What Prabhupada, what a ironic day it is. Yeah. Coming back to this verse, so we'll just see one more story on that family things, right? So there is one more story from the Alvars. So this is from he is a disciple of Ramanujacharya. His name is Anantalvar. Okay, so Ramanujacharya once he says, so I don't know how many of you been to Tirupati. It's such a beautiful one. It's in the hills you need to go. These days we have so much bus to take us and everything. So many 1,000 years before, Ramanujacharya says, you need to go to Tirupati and serve Lord Balaji over there. And he started going it. And he has a wife. She was a pregnant lady. And then it's imagine you have to go to mountain, hills you need to go. It's a very deserted area and everything. He goes because of his Guru Maharaj instruction. He takes and goes. And then what he was thinking, how do I serve the Lord? Then he thought, maybe I'll make a flower garden and then I'll serve the Lord. So he and his wife made a small garden and then they started doing it as a service to the Balaji. Make a flower garden and give it to the Balaji. So they just do that one. One day, because his wife is, it's a pregnant, it's almost like a fully pregnant kind of a situation. And then one day there is a one boy is coming and helping her to do all those things. And he said, no, it's our service, we will take care, you don't do it. And then he said, he was keep helping it. Then how come some person can come and interrupt in our services? Then what happened? Crowbar, have you seen that, the big, they used to, I don't know what you call, something to, let's say, rock or something to hit and take it, like there is a big iron rod kind of one. He took thing and then he just stuck him. He didn't realize it. It's a small young fellow. And then he just started bleeding. And then he was like, oh my God, what did he do? It's a too young fellow, I did something. And then he was just trying to say sorry. And then the boy was running, crying and running it. And then he was running behind the one. And then boy went into, he couldn't see in the temple. Then he saw there is a bleeding coming from the Balaji. And then he was like, oh, I don't know what to do. It's like he felt really sorry and everything. And then he put I don't know what we call in things, Pachakarpuram, that camphor. So he put a camphor one, so to that Lord and then do it. Even today, if you go, that camphor will be always will be there. So the Lord says always that camphor is my ornament, it's my paraphernalia. So though the Lord is, I don't know how many of you really been to Tirupati and see, it's like, it's like, what is it, pure majestic. He'll be having all the diamonds, all the costly things, even everything he has it, he'll have this camphor over here. So that is the one. So the Lord is something, when you serve as a husband and wife, the Lord comes and helps that family. And then the Lord said, this is my ornament, whatever you gave. Right? Like he was accepting his garland, the same way he accepted his garland, he accepted his like band-aid kind of one, he accepted it. That he still has that one. Even if you go to Tirupati today, you can see that crowbar in the entrance. So that is the one. Right? So let me summarize here. So this verse, Purañjana is trying to, he couldn't find his wife and then he started lamenting it. So, okay, my house is like a broken chariot without a wife, there is no mother and wife. Prabhupada take this as an opportunity to teach how a human life should be there, how a householder life should be there, how a wife should be supportive of to the husband to do in the Krishna consciousness. It's not just being a life, the real purpose of us to be a happy home. So here Kiri says, the real Mata or mother is a devotion service to the Lord, and the real Patni or devoted wife is a wife who helps her husband execute religious principles in devotional service. These two things are required for a happy home. So that's what Prabhupada is helping us to really understand. So I'll pause here. Is there any comments, correction? Grindra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.